Discovering Albania, the hidden gem of the Balkans. The Balkan Peninsula is a diverse and historically rich region, home to an array of cultures and landscapes. If you've never ventured into this part of Europe and are looking for a starting point, Albania should be at the top of your list. Albanians are not only concentrated within the borders of Albania itself, they also form significant communities across the Balkans. For instance, in Kosovo, nearly 95% of the population is Albanian, and in North Macedonia, a substantial portion of the population has Albanian ancestry. Albania spans about 28,000 square kilometers and is home to approximately 2.7 million people. The influence of the Albanian identity is evident throughout the Balkans, reflecting the widespread presence of this ethnic group. The roots of the Albanian people go back millennia, not to the Ottomans or Italians, but to the ancient Illyrians, who are believed to have settled in the area around 2000 BC. The Illyrians lived there for over 1,500 years before the Roman Empire expanded into the region, laying the foundations for the modern Albanian ethnic identity. While the people's origins are ancient, Albania's national flag has a more recent history. The iconic double-headed eagle symbol dates back around 600 years, to the era of Skanderbeg, a national hero who led a rebellion against the Ottoman Empire in 1443. He adopted the double-headed eagle from the Eastern Roman Empire, and this symbol later reappeared in 1912 during Albania's fight for independence. That year, nationalists revived the flag as a symbol of freedom, and it was officially adopted following the successful declaration of independence. Today, approximately 82.7% of Albania's population identifies as ethnically Albanian. The rest of the population includes Greeks, Romanians, Roma, Montenegrins, and other minority groups. Though some nationalists claim a higher percentage of ethnic Albanians, international statistics affirm the current numbers. To offer a clearer view of what life looks like in this Balkan nation, we've captured daily scenes across Albania. Depending on the time of year, the weather can be quite unpredictable: sunshine one moment and rain the next. During the cooler seasons, it's common to see people wearing jackets or long sleeves. The country doesn't have widespread access to natural gas or centralized heating. Even many hotels rely on electric water heaters and air conditioning for warmth, which is a shared reality for many households in the region. Cold temperatures typically last only a couple of months, while the rest of the year enjoys moderate weather. Tirana, the bustling capital of Albania, is a city that's always on the move. Whether it's a sunny day or a rainy morning, daily life in Tirana continues with the same lively pace. From early hours, the streets come alive with people heading to work, students making their way to school, and vendors setting up shop. The energy in the city is constant, reflecting the hard-working and dynamic spirit of its residents. Despite lacking a subway or tram system, getting around Tirana is surprisingly convenient. The city's relatively small size and well-organized layout mean that many important places, like markets, cafes, schools, and government buildings, are within walking distance. This pedestrian-friendly setup encourages people to walk more, which adds to the city's vibrant street life. For longer distances, public buses are a reliable and affordable mode of transportation. While the network isn't extensive compared to major European cities, it efficiently connects most neighborhoods and key areas. Additionally, many locals choose bicycles or electric scooters, which have become increasingly popular due to their convenience and environmental benefits. These alternative forms of transport help reduce traffic congestion and make the city feel more modern and accessible. At its core, Tirana might not boast a cutting-edge transportation system like those found in larger European capitals. You won't find underground metro lines or high-speed trams zipping through the city. However, what Tirana lacks in high-tech transit options, it more than makes up for in practicality and accessibility. The city's compact layout is one of its biggest strengths. Many of the places people need to go, whether it's work, school, grocery stores, restaurants, or government offices, are located close to one another. This makes walking a viable and often preferred method of getting around. Sidewalks are usually busy with pedestrians, and this creates a sense of community and vibrancy in everyday life. Public transportation, mainly consisting of buses, plays a crucial role in keeping the city moving. While the system isn't overly complex, it's dependable and covers the most important routes. For many residents, especially those living in the outer neighborhoods, buses offer an affordable and efficient way to commute daily. In recent years, Tirana has also taken steps to promote more sustainable forms of transportation. Bicycles and electric scooters have become increasingly visible on the streets, and the city has introduced bike lanes and rental programs to support this shift. These eco-friendly modes of transport not only reduce traffic congestion and pollution, but also appeal to the younger generation and environmentally conscious citizens. So, even without a modern subway or a vast rail network, Tirana remains a city that is relatively easy to get around. Its walkability, effective bus routes, and growing green transport options make daily life convenient and accessible for both residents and tourists. The focus isn't on flashy infrastructure, but on simplicity, efficiency, and a lifestyle that encourages movement and connection. Tirana also features two main categories of taxis: the traditional yellow ones and a newer fleet of green and white vehicles, which are typically electric and more luxurious. While the fares for the newer taxis are slightly higher, passengers can quickly notice the difference in comfort and modern features. When you walk or drive through the streets of Tirana, one thing that often stands out, especially to visitors, is the surprisingly large number of high-end vehicles. Compared to neighboring countries like Kosovo or North Macedonia, where the car market tends to lean more toward practical and economical models, Tirana showcases a striking number of premium cars. Brands like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and especially Range Rover are frequently seen on the roads, often more than one might expect for a country with a relatively modest average income. This trend isn't just about comfort or performance, it's deeply tied to social perception and identity. In Albania, and particularly among men, owning a luxury car is considered a powerful symbol of success and social status. For many, it's not simply a means of transportation, but a statement. A flashy car signals financial achievement, masculinity, and even social dominance. In some cases, individuals will go to great lengths, such as taking out loans, leasing expensive vehicles, or prioritizing car payments over saving for a home, in order to maintain this image. Interestingly, the value placed on luxury vehicles often surpasses more traditional investments. In many parts of the world, purchasing property is viewed as the ultimate financial milestone. But in Albania, it's not uncommon for a person to drive a car worth tens of thousands of euros while still renting an apartment or living with family. This choice underscores a cultural emphasis on external appearances and visible success. This phenomenon reflects a broader social pattern in Albania, where personal image and public perception play a crucial role in how people define and display success. Driving a luxury car isn't just about personal satisfaction, it's about how others perceive you. In a society where reputation and status matter greatly, a high-end vehicle becomes a form of social currency. Of course, this trend has sparked debate within Albanian society. Some view it as a superficial obsession that reflects deeper issues, like economic insecurity or social pressure. Others see it as a natural outcome of a country still carving out its identity in the post-communist era, where individuals are eager to assert their independence, wealth, and personal taste. In any case, Tirana's roads offer a fascinating glimpse into how material wealth, aspiration, and cultural values intersect, making luxury vehicles a common, and often telling, sight in the capital. If you take a walk through Tirana, you'll notice that buildings in the city center are relatively new, while older, more weathered structures are found in the surrounding areas. These older apartments are typically occupied by lower-income residents. The official minimum wage in Albania hovers around 400 euros per month, which means many of these residents are likely earning at or near the minimum income level. Apartment prices in Tirana are calculated per square meter. For instance, a 3-bedroom apartment measuring 100 square meters could cost between 80,000 euros and 100,000 euros. Rental prices begin at around 300 euros per month and go up depending on the area and amenities. However, it's worth noting that more than 1.2 million Albanians, over 44% of the population, live and work abroad, especially in Western Europe. Many of them regularly send money back to support their families, providing a lifeline for those living in Albania. Without this financial support, it would be extremely difficult for the average local to afford a home in the capital. The average age for marriage in Albania is around 27 or 28. Since weddings here are often extravagant, with large guest lists and lavish celebrations, couples need to save up a significant amount for the big day. If you're considering living in Albania, marrying a local could be a strategic path to residency. Albanians are known for their warm hospitality, friendly nature, and good looks, traits that make them appealing partners. One of Tirana's most iconic landmarks is Skanderbeg Square, named after the national hero. It's the largest and most prominent public square in the country, with a sleek, modern design. However, despite its visual appeal, the square often lacks energy, even during peak tourist season. More events and activities could easily transform it into a livelier space. Currently, aside from a Ferris wheel and photo opportunities, there's not much to engage visitors. Albanian culture places a high value on personal grooming, especially among the youth. Hair, beard styles, and makeup are important aspects of self-expression. Most locals have dark hair and fair skin, and while blonde hair and blue eyes are rare among Albanians, such features often belong to tourists, particularly those from Scandinavia. Despite physical differences, Albanians are widely regarded as attractive and take pride in their appearance. In terms of social atmosphere, Albania is remarkably welcoming. Ask a stranger for help on the street, and you'll likely be met with genuine kindness. Shopkeepers are friendly, and if they know a word or two in your language, they'll make an effort to use it. These small gestures help create a strong bond between visitors and locals. Many young Albanians leave for countries like Germany after completing university, a trend echoed across the Balkans. Higher wages and better opportunities abroad make this an attractive path. With the ability to earn substantially more in Western Europe, many dream of one day returning home and investing in property. Albania does import most of its high-value goods, electronics, vehicles, and defense equipment, while exporting agricultural products like fruits and vegetables. Though it doesn't generate large profits from agriculture, the country also manufactures textiles and building materials. Major trade partners include Italy, Turkey, Greece, Germany, and China. A noticeable number of electric vehicles on Albanian roads are imported from Chinese automakers. Unlike some landlocked Balkan countries, Albania enjoys a strategic coastal location. This geographic advantage supports a thriving tourism industry, especially in summer. Seaside cities like Sarand attract European and American visitors looking for affordable beach destinations. Countries like Albania and Greece are particularly popular with Northern Europeans during the warmer months, which greatly boosts local economies. Albania's history over the past century has been marked by struggle and transformation. After gaining independence from the Ottoman Empire in 1912, the country endured occupations during World War II and then spent decades under communist rule. This long isolation under authoritarian leadership is often cited as a reason for its slow development. Though Albania is now a NATO member, it has not yet joined the European Union. Membership in the EU could bring significant economic benefits. The national currency, the Albanian lek, is relatively weak. €1 is worth about 100 lek, so high-denomination bills like 500, 1,000, and 2,000 lek are common. Everyday items such as cheese or olives can cost over 200 lek, and restaurant meals are often on par with prices in Western Europe. A typical meal for three at a mid-range restaurant might cost around €50, which can be pricey for locals. While visitors from wealthier countries like the US, Switzerland, or the UAE may find Albania quite affordable, many locals earn between €1,500 and €2,000 per month or less, making dining out a luxury. Albania's official inflation rate hovers around 5%, which seems reasonable. Yet, restaurant prices often feel inflated, especially in city centers. Even casual dining can strain the average person's daily budget. Tourism has pushed prices higher, making local eateries less accessible. Because of this, many Albanians avoid eating out regularly. Home cooking becomes the practical and economical alternative. Groceries and market goods remain relatively affordable by comparison. Local markets offer fresh produce, meat, and dairy at fair prices. Shopping smartly allows families to prepare nutritious meals on a budget. Traditional Albanian dishes use simple, accessible ingredients. Meals like bajrek, bean stew, or vegetable casseroles cost much less when homemade. Cooking at home also aligns with cultural traditions and family values. It's not just about saving money, it's about preserving lifestyle and heritage. Inflation may be moderate overall, but daily spending tells another story. For many, the kitchen table is the most cost-effective place to enjoy a good meal. Religion in Albania is diverse, with a significant number of Muslims, possibly more than half the population. However, religious practice is generally private. Under communist rule, religion was heavily suppressed, and Albania became one of the most secular societies in Europe. Even now, although many mosques remain active, religious observance is much less visible than in more devout regions. It's common to find Muslims in Albania who still eat pork and don't strictly follow traditional practices. Turkish and Roma music are quite popular here, and it's not unusual to see Roma musicians performing in the streets. One notable structure in Tirana is the Pyramid of Albania, an unusual concrete building that offers views over the capital from the top. Unfortunately, due to the chaotic mix of architectural styles in the city, the panorama isn't particularly striking. Skyscrapers and low-rise buildings are scattered across the skyline, giving Tirana a visually inconsistent appearance. Still, the pyramid remains a favorite spot for tourists, especially women, who love to take photos from the top. It's one of the city's most recognizable and oddly charming landmarks. That wraps up our look at Albania and its dynamic capital, Tirana. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about fascinating places like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future explorations.